Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? What's going on? It's your girl, Jay, and welcome back to the platform. So, today is a special day. I feel very, very special because I got the big homie in on the platform actually. So, I'm going to give you a full intro. So, don't say nothing yet. Let me get my intro out. But we are here with the J Chat series. Now, the J Chat series, I know it's been a minute. It's been a long time since I've done one, but this is the opportunity where I open up the platform to invite someone on who I think is dope, who I think is making moves, who I think that my listeners and my watchers need to know more about. And so I just open up the floor for them to tell their story. And hopefully you guys become fans or listeners or watchers of these people, support them in any way that you can. And we're just going to learn some stuff about people that I find inspirational, that I find that are making dope moves in this world. So today we have, you ready for this intro? He is an author. He's a father. He's a former athlete, star athlete, right? A motivational speaker, a content creator, a coach, a mentor. And he is my big homie. He's helped me a lot through my journey in podcasting, which we'll get into. But y'all, welcome to the show, my big homie, D. Murph. What up, Murph?
Hey, who's that guy? Motivational
Who's that guy? Right?
I don't motivate. I just tell him my story.
Okay.
But hey, no, I appreciate it. J Book, thanks for having me. For real, thanks for having me. I'm excited. To get back on the other end of this mic compared to being a host. So thank you very much. No, I'm excited. Appreciate the intro.
Yeah, Murph does so much more than that. I just made it short because we can be here all day if I listed every single thing he does, but he gonna tell us about most of it. So y'all will learn some more. But I know dope people, just so y'all know. I do know a bunch of dope people, and he's one of them. So first and foremost, how's everything going? I know you are in Houston, or your base is in Houston. I was actually trying, contacting my family and other people that I knew there to make sure they were good. I think they just got power not too long ago. So how's everything with the hurricane aftermath?
Well, the aftermath is still some cleanup, even after about a week or so, week and a half, still some cleanup throughout other parts of the city. But for me personally and the family, pretty good. Was without power for about 2 days. Luckily, compared to some of the other families that I know, threw out hundreds of dollars of food and lost fences and roofs, and we were good. I have no complaints with that. So, just now that the weather and the aftermath is out the way, back in the lab, creating content and teaching these kids to do the right thing on the court and sometimes off the court, just depending on the circumstances. Coach Murph mode right now, but not while I'm recording, but now that the aftermath and while we still have some summer left before school starts.
Okay, Coach Murph. We're going to get into the Coach Murph of it all, but I want to, so Murph, I don't even know, when did I meet you? 2020? Was it 2020? 2021?
Hey, Boog, it's been a minute. It's been
a long time. I don't exactly know how we met, but it was through podcasting, through the community. And somehow I ended up on his show, which I'm like, how do you even know who I am? Because I'm just
Hey, Boog.
I'm just a girl.
You still
a lady who pods.
4 years later, still blessing the platforms. So there you go. I see that's something true. In them.
Okay. I mean? Got on his platform. We started a friendship. He's been dope. I got to meet him in real life because we met through the community. When I'll say it had to be 2020 because nobody was outside. We had all met each other online through a community of podcasters. And once we were able to go outside, he was in my, in my city.
Event that I was asked to come be a part of. Yeah.
And he said, "Hey, I'll be in town. Can you come through?" Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go do that. So we hung out. We've hung out a couple times actually since that time. But he's been a dope person, a podcasting mentor to me. Anytime I need anything, he's always there. So we're going to get into why you started podcasting. So if for those of you that have never listened to his show, I know you've told this story on Why Not Sports. And before I get into that, just tell the people why you got into podcasting and why you started Why Not Sports. Because I don't want to get into the whole with your dad and stuff until you start bringing that up. I don't want to jump the gun. So talk about that. Because he was on the show. I let the cat out the bag. Sorry, guys. That's what I was trying not to get into.
Yeah,
but
you think I'm intellectual and just start rambling. No, I won't say rambling. That sounds disrespectful. But someone that has a platform and they get comfortable, they're going to take over and just get your popcorn, take a pen and pad and take some notes. That's Pops. Love you, Pops. So what got me into podcasting, I was at a point in my life where I worked at a Fortune 500, company, didn't get recognized much. And I just, blood, sweat, and tears as far as not getting recognized, not getting paid for what I believe I was worthy of getting paid. And I just got so frustrated and was like, I need to put myself in a position to where I can tell my story and something that I can do for free if I don't get 1 cent, and I can be my authentic, genuine self. I got to do it. So I could have played basketball, but at that time I was in my mid-30s. I could have did some coaching just to be around the game, but I didn't want to be around the game because, again, they didn't pay enough. So I said, you know what? I know I'm just being honest. Say, at that time, so let me put myself in a position where I can do something where I can stay in the convenience of my own home, where I'm not doing a lot of traveling, just a good outlet. And the good Lord just, going back and forth with me, because I still challenge him to this day. But he was just helping me acknowledge that I've been very good as an athlete and also in multi-unit management, to where now combine them both, you can talk about sports whenever, whoever, and somebody. If Jay Book right now, I'm going to get back to what I was going to get to, but Jay Book want to talk about WNBA, I'm locked in. We're going to talk about that trade that happened from Chicago Sky to the Connecticut Sun. Like, I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's say basketball for women and men, I'm ready. But overall, what can I talk about that on no script, no nothing, you just going to fire off and make sense? Sports. Why not sports? Where you talk about the good, bad, and the ugly of sports and how it impacts your everyday life. Now, 8 years, J-Bug, 2016. And now anything that I put forth the work in, I get in return. It's not the boss. It's not the CEO. It's not the divisional, whatever. No, I put the work in. I reap the benefits. Not, oh, so by the way, this meeting was brought to you by, or this particular phrase, or these statistics, or these numbers when you have group and team meetings. If I sound like I'm ending or I'm still hurt, just a little bit, but also it prepared me for where I am today. You can't take full credit for that. I got it now. So that's what got me into podcasting, just looking for outlets where I can truly be myself. So where also my oldest son, Derek, by the way, just looking at him and realizing that going to work, going home, very little vacation time. All they do is go to work and go home and take their 1 week off, maybe 2 if you've been there for at least 10 years. I'm like, that's not life. I've been to Hawaii. I've been around the country because of this great sport of basketball. Lord, I need that back. So since then, I've been able to continue to do my traveling. Like Jay Book said, I went to Austin, linked up with a few great people that is on my website, by the way, where Quincy Carter, the former starting quarterback for the Dallas Mavericks and Olympic gold medalist and WWE wrestler, and Mark Henry. I was able to link up with those two iconic people and rub elbows. But yeah, here I am today, still podcasting. So that's why I got into it.
Okay. And you have 2 podcasts. So you got Why Not Sports is what you started with.
Yeah.
But you also have the Flagrant 2. So what made you pivot and start a second podcast outside of Why Not Sports?
You definitely brought up Pops. So my jersey number 24. You can see it. That episode number 24. I knew I had to put something monumental or something I felt like would stick regardless if I ever podcast again, because 24 is the number that I truly I love. And why not have my father, tell his story on him not being in my life. As we like to say, he was in the 6x9, most 80s, 70s, 80s babies, maybe even some 90s where their father wasn't around. And as much as I love my pops, he is not athletic at all. Can't shoot a basket. I love him. Don't do baseball, football, just like mechanics and coordination is not the best. But that story impacted so many people because I did get emotional. He was able to tell his truth and kind of, where we were from the 80s until we were at that time in 2016, to where I got a lot of feedback on, Murph, we need more of that content. You didn't even talk sports, and you drew a lot of our attention with the guests. Can you do more of that? And I was like, dog, one platform is enough.
Yeah.
Hello, again, in a warehouse setting at that time, shifts, changes, and schedules be just out of whack and inconsistent. So I didn't want to take that gamble. But after, I would say, J Bug, after like the 30th person, I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to do this. So initially, I was just gonna do, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, nothing sports, just kind of hot takes, culture. I started having guests line up. I was like, well, I guess it's gonna be a show with guests. Again, it's part of. So that's how it came about. And the Flagrant 2, if anybody knows about sports, Flagrant 2, you have to go above and beyond to get ejected out the game. Flagrant 2, that's what the conversation gonna be about. If you hear Love You Pops on Why Not Sports, it was a very in-depth, real, authentic.
That was a heartwarming, touching, real, raw. I couldn't believe that you had us all I felt like we shouldn't have been listening to that.
Yeah.
That's how real it was.
I had to get that off my chest though, J Bug, because I felt like who better else to tell your story than you? I felt in my just work ethic, I'm going to reach a certain level. I don't want no one. So do you know D Murph Sr., he was this, that, and the other. I've already told that story, just like on 8 Mile with Eminem. I've already told you about me. So whatever you say, it's not new to the sun. So I took that inspiration from 8 Mile. Shout out to Eminem. I said, forget it. Let me go tell. My father wasn't around. He was in a 6x9, divorce. You know what? I'm going to tell my story. And here we are today.
Cool. And I've been on the Flagrant 2, like he said. I was able to bless that platform with Little on Me. I was on there. Now, in between that time, you wrote a book. Tell us about that book. Why did you decide to give us that book in between you also podcasting as well?
How podcasting helped me get my groove back, just like how Stella got her groove back. But for me, it was podcasting. Okay. Like I said, being a star athlete, student athlete, traveling the world, being no matter where I would go, I would get recognized and be shown, some love. And I just wanted to kind of, again, pay homage to this craft and podcasting, where it's like, no matter where I go, I feel the love. And some people question me and ask, why do you need recognition from other people? And I had told them, if you go back to Cheers, the theme song, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Am I tolerated or am I celebrated? I just wanted to be celebrated. I just want to be celebrated. And that was my biggest thing at that time. And even still, it's good to, get shown some love, especially for the work and the effort that you've put in to open doors and to mentor people to where they don't have to have that thought process or that mentality of where, oh, I don't need nobody to get to where I need to be, or, I can do this on my own. Bull crap. So the book was basically just telling people, whatever you do, live through your passion, whether you get paid for it or not. You can tell me right now, Murph, you don't have a job. Guess what? I have a brand that I can showcase to whoever to give me an opportunity to do whatever. And I know you're going to talk about this shortly. I said on the other music memories with J Boog, how when you put yourself in a position doing what you love, you'd be surprised how many opportunities come from it. Non-traditionally, I didn't go to school for communication, sports media, journalism, marketing, none of that stuff. I am an accounting major behind a cubicle, dotting I's, crossing T's, making sure this general ledger and debits and credits and journals. And yes, that's yours truly. Now they like, man, Murph, you done wrote a book. You've been collaborating with this person. You've been speaking here. You've done this. You've done that. And still doing it this strong and this long. Won't he do it? So
won't he do it?
Follow your passion. That's kind of my message right now. And, even what I'm doing now. Hey, Murph, I like what you're doing in the community. A lot of youth or a lot of people can really benefit from, being able to be prepared after high school, after college to, live their truth, so to speak, and just do something they really love, to where if money isn't an issue, they'll do it. And here we are.
Now, you did mention that you've been podcasting for a while. It's 8 years strong, doing your thing.
Yes,
and you've had a lot of guests on, a lot of celebrity guests, a lot of sports legends and stars in sports. Some of them I'm not going to act like I know, because I'm not big into football or baseball or anything like that.
Oh, they're verified.
I know Leon, and that's about it, because the other, I wasn't that much into like football and stuff like that. So I didn't know everybody. But D Murph knows everybody. D Murph has worked with everybody. He has had these people on his platform. That's one thing that I look up to him for, because he has the gift to have these conversations with these people, and it's not like a stuffy conversation. Like he can get these people that have been on Entertainment Tonight or on ESPN Sports Center or Real Sports or whatever, and you have to sit there and with the guy in the suit or whatever, and they're asking these basic questions. But for him to get these people on his platform and literally just have a conversation with them, I'm sure that's something they appreciate. But over the years, who has been some of your favorite guests, or like a guest that's like, man, I got this person. This is dope.
Well, Leon is still number one.
Yeah.
Like the great Leon. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Been on a platform 4 times. 4 times. Yeah, blessed the platform 4 times. So that'll be it. At the time, before NBA players were getting impersonated, Brandon Armstrong was another one that I really looked up to, and still does. He was someone that would impersonate James Harden, Russell Westbrook. He was on I think Jimmy Kimmel Live, and just doing other things. And he was very hot when the time I started podcasting, and he blessed the platform as a former athlete to now influencer. And those two, of course, Pops, love you, Pops. As humbling as this might sound, it's like everybody plays a part in my success. You don't know, when you was on a platform, you don't know who knew you that knew of somebody, and you just never know. The great Yolanda Adams,
Yep.
You know, gospel legend, just kicking it with her. And like you said, I believe when people sense that he has his own solid foundation, he really don't need us. It's not like when I come approach, I think I'm pretty consistent
Mm-hmm.
with an iconic person, or even me. I still say I'm an everyday type of dude. I personally think that, but
He's
people Murph,
not.
fooling
He's not.
yourself. Anyway,
He's not.
when I come talk to them, it's just saying, hey, I'm an independent brand. Would love to have you on. I really was like Leon, man, your role on Above the Rim was something that inspired me because you didn't give up on your dream. You still had an opportunity to finish what you started and beat Tupac and his team in Rucker Park in New York, and also give back to the young Dwayne Martin to let them know you don't need this violence. Get your butt on this court and do them studies and move on to Georgetown and do great things. That's what I want to do. Just showcase and highlight some people that has helped me during some challenging times or just kept me inspired and motivated. And again, with Yolanda Adams, one of her songs, like I told you, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, her song, got me through a lot when right before I went to, my university.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, open up my heart, Lord, I don't know if this is the right decision because I don't know nobody in Texas at all. Here I am. Open up my heart, open up just my pathway to do the right thing. So anybody that has helped me in certain parts of my life, I wrote their name down, especially with the brand, and I can tie it into sports. And I know that listen, like, how did you tie Yolanda Adams into sports? First of all, if you don't know who she is, look her up. But she's a tall lady, and
Right.
she played tennis. And she was seen, America the Beautiful and the Star Spangled Banner as certain or large sporting events. So that's how I was able to tie sports into getting her on the show. And even she was like, "That is very clever, smart." I'm like, "Hey, 20 minutes is all I need." Anyway,
Right.
so yeah, those would be, a few of the
Okay.
guests that I've been able to have. Also, again, check out the website as well. You can get more people on who I've been able to collaborate with, and who supports me or endorse me when it comes to, rocking with me and the brand.
Right. Speaking of the brand, so kind of talk about your journey to starting podcasting, talking about sports, interviewed your dad that got you into Flagrant 2 to get more guests on. But what kind of motivated you to keep going and to turn your brand into what it is? Because you had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But where you started and where you are now is like light years. I mean, every time I talk to Murph always asks me the same question. Where do you want your brand to go? What do you want to do with your platform? Every single time. And I have to give him an answer because he won't take, I don't know, I have to give him an answer.
Moving forward if you
Right.
don't know.
Right. So he always asks me this. He's been asking me this for years. And I like it because it keeps me thinking, like, and he'll say, even if you're not planning to do something that I'm doing, or even if you're not planning to be on a big scale, you got to have something going on. Here I am telling your stuff, but that's how you've helped me. But do you use that like your own advice? Like what has
Absolutely
propelled you to where you are today with that?
And because Jay Book, you the homie. I rock with you. I'm going to share I'm going to add to what you were just sharing with your audience.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have asked me 2 years ago, will Jay Book be a WNBA insider?
Right.
I'm like, Jay Book, I mean, she cool with sports. She'll watch it, but I don't think she going to take time to talk about it. I'm just going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you now.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I didn't think I was going to have 2 platforms. I didn't even think I can get, other than our community of content creators, I didn't really think I would have the number of guests and people that I've had, all ethnicities, backgrounds, tax bracket.
Mm-hmm.
They rock with the, you know what I mean? They rock with yours truly, or they support yours truly, and or they've been on the platform. I've had now over 275 guests
Mm.
between both platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, to add to answering your question, why not sports? I was gonna be by myself. Never thought about having a guest. Love you, Big Roy. Shout out to Big Roy. Became my co-host. As time went on, our schedules. Again, this was years though. I'm like, man, I got to keep this content coming because there's people. Oh, well, I need my co-host, or things a little off from the dynamic from what helped us get to where we need to be. I'm gonna cut it off. Nah, I got to keep this ball rolling. Guests start coming in, and it wasn't as hard. So I said, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna keep it going this way. Then, of course, when he comes back as my co-host, we keep it going. But if not, I'm gonna keep this train chewing. Flagrant 2, man, it's a second platform on top of Why Not Sports. You know what? 10 minutes, hot topics, current topics, something, for the culture. I got all type of guests. I'm not going to turn that down. The feedback that I've received from people such as yourself. Now this is not to say I have everybody on my show. No. If you have a message and you have something, some substance, come on the D Murph platform. Either one. Pick and choose. You want to do both? We could do both. No pressure. Because again, in my head, if I can help you, you can help me. Mutually, how beneficial is our collaboration? If you tell me, no, you not Stephen A. Smith, Club Shay Shay, I respect that. But also, are them same guys you just named, do they have pictures in the trenches doing football camps, basketball camps?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sticking to it. Nope. And if they do, they don't document it like I do. So for me, I want you to see that I'm in the trenches when I do have these guests, or when I do shake hands with these millionaires. I don't mind getting dirty or sweaty just to support you. In return, hey, I want you to, hey, you a cool guy. Yeah, man, let's take a pic, man. Hey, I'm gonna keep an eye out on Why Not Sports, to keep an eye out on you. I'm doing what I love to do anyway, giving back. When I was in high school, I didn't have that many people come give back to a 175, 6'5" kid from Gary, Indiana. That wasn't happening. Now I can do that, and just, planting them seeds to where here I am today, going strong.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, talking, obviously, when you're on a podcast, you talk. But talk about that transition from speaking on a mic to a camera. And then, when we first started podcasting, we weren't on camera. It was just us speaking on a mic, and, just in our rooms or wherever we record.
That's good.
How do you transition from speaking on a mic in front of maybe nobody in podcasting to going to these different events, being on people's programs, speaking to young kids, speaking to people who have aspirations to be content creators or podcasters, or just business, just being entrepreneurs? Like, talk about that kind of transition you made, because you're a superstar motivational speaker.
Jay Book,
I see the flyers. I see the flyers that you post up.
Jay Book, again, this family. So when she compliments me, such as motivational speaker, I'm like, Jay Book, when have I ever told you, Jay Book, I am a dope motivational speaker?
You don't, but I say that.
Yes, ma'am, which is cool. But I think, like that song, you wasn't shooting with me in the gym. I was by myself. Basketball, I was in the gym by myself, Jay Bug. So when it was lights, camera, action, I was like, yo, I did this when nobody else was in the gym. So when I'm on the microphone, again, that's why Not Sports will always be deeply rooted in me. I didn't have to have people around me to be able to feel comfortable talking. Now, with the reps and the repetition now, oh yeah, I'm so comfortable whether I'm by myself, or I'm around, people or a group of people or a large amount of people. I'm just comfortable, just talking in front of people now because I have the years of prep work of being by myself, looking in the mirror, knowing my good spots. Hey, I'm just being honest. And I don't have a coach. I don't have a PR team. I gotta make sure I let people know that. So you do, J Book, kind of know. But for those who do not know and see what I've been able to do, is strategically just knowing what best fits you and something that you can open up doors not only for yourself, but for people that are aspiring. Just continue to be yourself and let those people know that I'm here to help serve you or bring awareness to your event, your book, any type of promotion you can do for that person who you would like to shake hands with or at least to
Mhm.
talk to. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for them. Being genuine. So
Yeah.
if I do not ever see certain people again or those people again, guess what? I'm okay. But I'm sure if we come across paths, or if I hit your DM, or if I like a comment, you be like, oh, that's that one cat, or that's that one dude, or that's bro.
Mhm.
Okay.
True. Do you see yourself ever just doing speaking engagements and being a part of events and backing off of podcasting?
Shout out to Baylor. BTG, love you, bro.
Yeah, that's the
He
homie.
say, he say, Murph, you will never retire. Retire.
Yeah.
We need you. The podcast game ain't going nowhere. You can
Mhm.
pick up the mic like what you're doing as I'm listening to you now. That's Murph.
Mhm.
Murph gonna talk about himself. He gonna, highlight the platform, the host that he's rocking with, and then he might, get deep and sentimental, but then back to normal, genuine conversation. So I don't think I ever really let it go, J Book. I don't really think so. Even I haven't dropped as consistently the last few years, but that's because I've had so many different
I'm
projects,
busy. Yeah.
events that I've been able to speak to. And now my career path in coaching, which again, we talked about it.
Mhm.
J Bug and Big Mike, love y'all.
Yep.
We talked about that before it was official, how it was some things warming up and cooking where it was like, it's a pay cut. I'm a little too old school for today's kids.
Mhm.
It's about to be 3 years. So
Man, time has flown.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So hopefully that answered the question, J
Oh
Bug.
yeah. That lets me go into my segue because I was going to talk about career change
Yeah.
from going from management that you were doing,
Yeah.
working crazy hours. I'm a manager. I know how it is and how you have to deal with people,
Oh my.
and to move into something that you're really passionate about, being that motivator and that kind of leader for the youth, and through a way where it most. You're an athlete. You played basketball. You know the rules and all the things that you had to go through to get to a certain point, and now you're helping mold the minds of these kids.
Yeah.
What How was that leap from that? I'm sure it wasn't very certain, like you just said, like I'm taking a pay cut, like I don't really know, but how has that transition been that you've made, and like how does it feel to be doing what you're doing now?
So just like I said before, if you're doing what you really love to do, for me, I was at a point before I made the decision to leave management with the benefits, the pay, which is the most I've ever made, but also on the flip side, the most headaches, the most
Mhm.
frustration of times in my life. Well, Murph, you're good with people. So and so just got promoted or quit. We need you to change your whole lifestyle and work a whole different schedule now. We will get back to you when we find a replacement or when your designated time slot working days, because you have seniority, will open back up. Yeah, that's not what life's about. So for
Yeah.
me, gotta backtrack some. This is when I get
Okay.
honest with myself and turn honest with you and the listeners. So my daughter, who was from a previous marriage, love her daddy. You know, I always, take care of her, do what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
When I told her I was transitioning to education, she said, "Oh, really? Can I come visit the school?" I'm not thinking nothing of it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
come on. I'm off. You off. That's perfect. I don't have to worry about, oh, can I take time off? Come on. Come on, baby girl. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
this. She came to visit, loved it. My team won. The team won. And right, a few days later, right when I was dropping off, she said, "Dad, I had a great time." I said, "Oh, good, Mom. That's what it's about. Daddy loves you. I'll probably see you spring break or sometime over the summer." Remember, this is Christmas break.
Mm.
She said, "I'll come back, but I'll be with you." I said, "I know that, duh." She said, "No, I'm moving. I'm coming to live with you." I said,
Oh.
"Huh?" So just again, this is another story for another day, but just that talk with her mom, like she made that decision. So, but ultimately, being in education freed up my schedule to where for me, I wasn't doing it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted a better schedule. I wanted a better way of life to where
Mm-hmm.
consistently 6 months down the line, J Book, I know what my schedule gonna be like. Oh, and by the way, a few months after that, you're off for the summer.
Right.
I can make things happen financially or whatever I need to do because I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, I have connections. I don't want to focus on money right now. So for me, it's about my family,
Your family, huh?
these kids. Yeah. So now I got all the Murphys in summertime talking about electric bill high.
Daddy daycare.
I'm like, "You went to the store 3 days ago." I went to the store. Anyway, so me hey, Jay Book. Hey, this is
Mm,
me being me. I love my kids. I promise you, I do. Love
right.
y'all. I just wanted to put myself in a position where I just, it's not about the money no more. I want to be able to, just live life and enjoy the moments. Like the one, show we did, and you asked what song gets me emotional. Family. I miss those who are no longer here, and I didn't want to beat myself up later on by letting the job dictate how I should live my life. And then I had the brand as leverage. So guess
Yeah.
what? If I didn't get picked up by education, I like my chances. I might do this speaking thing or see what I can get from,
Yeah.
what the brand has done for me.
Right. Now, we've talked about your career. We've talked about your journey into podcasting. The last little piece I want to talk about is your 8 years. It's 8 whole years. That's like
Yeah,
30 years in podcast terms
it is a
because
lot.
there's a lot of podcasters. I think I read something. Most of them don't last past, if you can make it past your seventh episode,
Yeah,
that's consistency and you can keep it going. But a lot of people, and it's for whatever reason, it's not a bad thing, but they may fall by the wayside after a year or maybe a couple of years. Maybe things are getting stagnant and things aren't working and things like that. But for you, even though you say you've taken a couple of breaks and you may not be as consistent, that's still your first love of where you're
yeah,
gonna keep going back to.
yeah,
8 years in the game.
yeah.
How does that feel?
Now, Jay Book, I got that one listener like Murph. I need to know about how you got into education. I'm gonna get to that before I
Yeah.
answer that
Oh, yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah.
So a guy, my homeboy from college. I was a senior, he was a freshman. Again, I'm just being me. I'm loud, I'm pumped. I'm just that energetic, as Jay Book say, that motivator. And once he had an opportunity to take a head coaching job at a high school, he thought of me. Again, we stayed in contact. Again, I graduated in 2004. Here, this was 2022. He hit me up as one of his top people. I'm like, dog, like education,
Mhm.
certifications, and kids, and do you want it? Like, dog, like, so, I say that to say my brand, he's seen the consistency to where he felt comfortable if kids or administration or the district decide to look me up. Hey, he's a notable guy. Let's give this guy an opportunity. And that's how that came about. Because of, again, non-traditionally.
Yeah.
Again, he was a former teammate. I've known him to be coaching other places. Not one time, hey, bro, I'm trying to coach. I'm trying to be in education. I'm trying to do that. These kids are different today, J Book. But yeah, that's how that came about. So that one listener, I thought about you. So I'm one now to J Book. 8 years. Another strong A coming, J Book. Just doing what you love to do, staying consistent. People see your work, your worth. You have to believe it as well, though. Like I said, I've told some networks no. I've told some guests no. I've told some opportunities no for various reasons. One from let's take your logo and change it like this, or we want you to record 3 or 4 times a day, or we don't want you to have a co-host, or just like different things. I'm like, whoa, this wasn't. I'm gonna stick to the roots or the basics of what helped me get to where I am. It went from me stuttering, me talking low, and just to where now I feel like I went to school for communication. I feel like I went to school for journalism and for sports media. I didn't go to school for none of that, J Book, based on a repetition. And it went from, oh, you got to go to a studio to have the best quality. You got to spend so much money to be successful, to have your sound on point. J Book, I've never paid for a studio as a content creator on my platform.
Yeah.
Never. Everything was self-taught, YouTube/Google University.
Shout out. I graduated from there myself.
Come on. Like, I seen some of those prices back in 2015, 2016, hundreds and thousands of dollars. I'm like, nah, nope. I'm gonna figure this out myself. Like I said, I wanted to do something I love to do, but wasn't going to be too much, stress, financially on my car, driving back and forth. If I wanted to record, I'm gonna just record. I don't have to, the studio closed. I got to try to rearrange and the slide for that. It's too much of a headache. So I took all that into consideration from the first episode to where I wasn't sure, which is still out for you to hear. By myself, didn't know which direction I wanted to go. Didn't have a co-host. Didn't think I was going to have a second show. The very first episode. And now here 8 years later, from having J Book bless the platform, hundreds of guests, hundreds of shows, speaking engagements, TV, lights, camera, action, and still more to come. Still more to come, which I'll share soon. Right away.
Okay. I was going to ask you what can we expect coming up for D Murph Enterprises?
Something I've always like my music is like my personality. I can do a lot of good things. I really can. Standing ovation. I'm gonna be my biggest cheerleader. You need to stand up because I'm doing some good stuff. Okay, so for me, it's good to where when you post and show people that you are versatile, you can have all type of guests. You can have multiple platforms. You can still be consistent with yourself. You'll start getting opportunities. So it's something. This particular opportunity was in the works based on how I looked at the timeline of being in front of a camera. Let me say that. Being in front of a national TV audience, unexpected. That's the most I can give you until it's official.
Okay. Now I saw you on TV. Well, I didn't see because I don't live in Houston anymore, but I saw the clip. Wasn't the Super Bowl? You were on TV.
It was the World Series.
Isaiah Carey, yes.
Fox 26.
Yeah.
He hit me up. I'm glad you brought that story up. I had 2 days to prepare for that.
That was it? 2 days?
2 days. I said, oh, so for my daughter, so I'm gonna tell on myself. So she goes to the same school that I work at.
Mhm.
I said, hey, well, while we on this side of town, help me find a Houston Astros something. She helped me find that. Hey, while we're here, you need to be snapping some pictures. So I had to put my baby girl to work. So those pictures that you saw, it was
Oh, she's a good photographer. She
she
got
is.
that.
She want to do sports media.
Oh, look at that.
I know. Thank you, Lord. So yeah, he hit me up. But we've been following each other on social media for a few years,
Mhm.
and I'm one of them seed planters. Hey, bro. Hey, Mr. Isaiah Carey. Hey, man. Whenever you have a sports topic, I'm a local. I'm established. I'm reputable. Just give me a shot, man. I got you.
Mhm.
Your
And look
time.
who's on TV.
Can you do? I think Monday. It was a Saturday or late Friday. I'm like, yes, I'll give you my producer information and y'all set it up. I don't know what we was gonna talk about.
Mm.
You just gotta be prepared to talk Astros, and it's gonna be another guy, and just kind of how you gonna bounce things off. You just better be ready. I'm gonna be ready. This is what I've asked for. So yeah, I was on Fox 26, the Isaiah Carey, the iconic, the one that had
Yes.
the fly spit or
Yeah.
fly. How he spit it out back in 20 years ago. So yeah,
Mhm.
the great iconic Isaiah Carey was able to connect and collaborate with him, and I already told him like, hey man, what you've done for me, I'm forever grateful for. Whether I
Yeah.
get back on the show or not, I was able to check mark something that I've always wanted to do, is be talking sports
Mhm.
on a highly visual platform such as Fox 26 with Isaiah Carey on
Right.
Isaiah Carey Unfactored.
Yeah. If anybody has lived in Houston or from Houston, I mean, you know who Isaiah Carey is. I've
Yeah,
been well, I don't live there now, but
right.
all through my time of, watching Fox 26 and then his specials that he would let out. I didn't even know anything about the viral thing until I left Houston and it was
Yeah,
going viral. And I was like, that's Isaiah
yeah,
Carey. I was like, oh my
yep,
goodness. Yeah.
yep. The iconic
He's
Isaiah
a
Carey.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a icon in Houston TV especially.
And on
Uh,
that, I want to add, because you don't know when you're going to get that other opportunity. Hey, man, I see your work. I've worked with him. I see how he do his things. He's passionate and he loves what he do. So in turn, just
there you
keep it
go.
going. Yep, yep, yep.
And before I let you go, there was one other thing that I saw. I don't know if this is out or it came out. I know you posted a clip a while ago. You were a part of a documentary, or was there like were you was it just an interview? I just remember seeing you. I think you were in some kind of dark room. It was like
Yeah,
a nice shot. He's in a
yeah.
dark room,
J Boo.
little dressed up, the
Oh, I'm
spotlights
ready.
on him.
Oh, right.
I said, look at
Camera
Murph. What is going on here?
in action. Yeah, that was it was a documentary
Okay.
for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
It's on Roku TV, Apple TV,
Okay.
YouTube. Um, and I think, well, I'll share this. He's looking at bigger networks to pick
Mm,
that up.
okay.
So possibly like a Netflix or something like that. But yeah, Apple TV, Roku, as well as YouTube for sure. But yeah, it was, again, he saw something in me from previous speaking engagements. He was someone that I've met there. And just
Mhm.
like I said, you never know when you might meet that other person again. So just if you're not able to ask them what they do and how they do it, you still have your other senses to see and to hear on how they move. So you
Mhm.
can learn from them and just kind of take that to your brand. But yeah, he reached out to me. He said, hey Murph, I like what you've been doing. Do you want to be a part of this docu-series about successful entrepreneurs? I was like, yeah. Finally get to, d- prepare myself from, for just kind of how I see myself. It starts within. So it was different because you have different cameras. So you got to look, and then you have to, when you talking, you can't be long-winded because it's after, I think the most it was like 3 to 4 minutes. And then for some, how he has it set up, will throw whatever off. So I had to keep my answers short but precise, which was a dope experience. So I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, that right there was something I'm forever grateful for. And a lot of things have came from that as well. Just being, if people really sincere about wanting to see you succeed and they want you to help them out or is mutually beneficial, such as that. He called me. I saw his work. I said, why not? I can go for that turtleneck suit. Something I typically don't do.
Yeah.
So here I am today, making
Cool.
moves, making moves.
Well, Murph, I'm not gonna hold you, but I appreciate you. You already know I appreciate you. The talks that we've had, the motivation, and just you not even knowing like the words that you give me that like spark something in what I'm doing. And I always kind of go back to it. I'll never forget. I had me a high profile guest on my show at one point, and I had to go to Murph, and I'm like, okay. Because I ain't professional. I don't really know. It's just me. I'm regular person. I'm sure, she understands that. And Murph just like, just be you. Like, I'm sure they know who you are. If you reached out and they said yes, and you gave them the information, they can listen to you. They can see you. They know. So you don't have to do anything but be yourself. And you got I believe in you. I know you can do it. And he gave me a few pointers on what to do and how to, if I'm talking to them, make sure I understand it. I'm, like you said, mutually beneficial. Like, what can my audience do for you? Right. What can I offer you? What are you offering my audience and stuff like that? And just make it.
To this day, J-Bug.
Yeah.
Like,
boy. And it did. And she said at that time that was the best interview she had. And I'm like, from a regular lady. I don't do this. I don't go to school for it. I just admire you. I like what you did. And she came on the show and it was good. So I thank you for that. I look up to you like in the podcasting game, like I said. And then I'm just proud of you. I'm proud to see the things that you're doing. Every time I look up, Murph is doing something else. And I'm like, okay.
TMZ too. For that one list, like Murphy was on TMZ too.
TMZ. He was on TMZ.
It's just, what can I do, man? People just want to give a brother a chance.
It's good. And I'm happy to say I know him. So when he blows up and he's on some national super network on some show, you can say that you saw Murph here. And if you're a listener, you've heard Murph on my show. Yeah. But he's going places. He's always going places. He's going to be amazing. I know you're going to continue to grow. The platform is going to continue to grow because you're a worker and you work towards your craft. And it's not something that's thrown together. It sounds and looks easy what you do, but I know it's not. So I appreciate
this, I'm going to sleep. I'm taking a nap. Okay.
Right. I do appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. So please let the people know where they can find you and all that good stuff so they can support you. Like you said, let my audience know how they can support D Murph.
Well, I appreciate it. So if you like what you've heard and just want to kind of follow my journey, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @DMurph. The Why Not Sports on Instagram at Why Not Sports _ the Flagrant 2, the real Flagrant 2 at Flagrant2pod _ Check out the website as well, www.dmurphspeaks.com. In the process of getting updated right now as we speak to talk about, some of the most recent accomplishments that I've been able to do and people I've been able to collaborate with. But yeah, thank y'all for taking time out of y'all, schedule or work day to, come listen to a brother just talk his talk with a homie and J-Bug. This is what we do.
Yes, that's what we do. And he was named best don't let me forget, best podcaster or best podcast show in the Houston area. So he ain't shabby. He's a speaker, he's a content creator, and he's a award-winning podcaster. But if you listen to his pod, you would know that. So shout out to you.
For sure.
All right, that's all we have. Thank y'all for hanging with us. We do appreciate it. This has been another episode of the J Chat series. This is with D Murph. Go listen to him. Go support him. If you see him, hit him. I don't want to say get in his DMs, but if you see him around, you see him doing big things, go in the comments and say, "What's up? I saw you on J Chats. I just want to say,
Please.
Keep up the good work." Something like that. He'll talk to you. He'll say something back. He ain't that big yet. He ain't in the ignoring part. I don't have to book him quite yet. I still got the phone number where we can talk on the phone, but that might change. I might have to get penciled into his notebook.
Hey,
But
I got you. Don't worry about that. I remember those who came along with me. Again, if you wasn't there at the beginning, it's levels to it. J Boog, you're good.
Cool. Right. We played Top Golf together. We solid.
Yeah, we good.
All right, y'all. That is all we have. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for hanging with us. Peace out.